Greetings to everyone gathered in Lubbock, Texas for this year's Golden Spur event. I am pleased to congratulate my dear friend Nolan Ryan as he is honored with the 2011 National Golden Spur Award. I've had the privilege of knowing Nolan for many years. He is a good man with solid values. When he gives his word, you can bank it. When I think of Nolan, I think of hard work, determination, and common sense. Plus, I think about how grateful I am I never had to face his fastball. I appreciate the Ranching Heritage Association and the Golden Spur sponsor organizations for recognizing my pal. Congratulations, Nolan. Laura and I send our best wishes to you and Ruth, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
Baseball fans see Nolan Ryan in the owner's box at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. They know him as part owner, president, and CEO of the Texas Rangers.
Ryan pitched his first no-hitter.
Or perhaps the legions of fans see Nolan in their cherished memories. The 7 no-hitters, 27 Major League seasons, the all-time strikeout record, or the 324 wins. Nolan Ryan understands that people excel in those things for which they have great passion. When he explains his success in baseball or ranching, he uses that one word more than any other.
Well, I think if you don't have that passion for what you're doing, and it doesn't matter what it is, if you don't have a passion for it, I don't think you're going to do it well, and you're not going to get the reward from it that you should. And if you have it, then you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to do your best and be as successful as you possibly can be.
That passion for the cattle business and the willingness to use his influence to benefit the industry has earned Nolan Ryan the 2011 Golden Spur Award, recognizing leadership and exceptional service to the ranching industry.
Being able to spend time with the cattle and seeing what we're producing, and so that's something I really find relaxing and enjoying, and it's just something I've always gravitated to, and get a lot of satisfaction of being out on the ranch, probably more so than probably just about anything else I do.
Nolan is often asked to speak out for the industry. He has always responded eagerly. There was a term on the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission and a board seat on the Texas Beef Council.
Just doesn't taste right if it's not in Texas.
He made time to support the Go Texan program and for a trip to Japan to convince that beef and baseball-loving nation to buy more U.S. beef. Back in 1990, he was asked to run for Texas Commissioner of Agriculture. He was interested and considered it, but at the time, there were more than 900 strikeouts and 2 more no-hitters left in that amazing right arm. Baseball is still very much a part of Nolan's life, but the pull of the ranch and standing up for agriculture remains strong.
Ever since I've known him, he has had a passion for that, and sports has enabled him to buy a ranch or own cattle or be a rancher, and he always studied books about cattle and ranching, and so I knew that he would stay in this business in some way, probably most of his life, and he has.
The thing I always tell people about Nolan is he pretty much is what he appears to be. He's just a real down-to-earth guy that can visit with anybody. He just as soon talk to the guy holding the door open for him at the hotel as he would some CEO of a large corporation. He really has a unique ability to visit with somebody on their level, really can communicate with people.
The thing that Nolan brings to the table is an undying work ethic that I think separates him, and a willingness to give back. Nolan has been recognized around the world for promoting Texas beef.
Nolan Ryan was born in Refugio, Texas, the youngest of 6 children to Lynn Nolan Ryan Sr. and Martha Lee Hancock Ryan. His family soon moved to Alvin. Legend has it that as a young boy, he enjoyed throwing random objects at any target. His father felt baseball might be a more productive outlet and encouraged young Nolan to play the game. Baseball afforded Nolan the opportunity to become a rancher, but he had the cattle bug long before major league success.
Well, you know, I tell people that story that I really got in the cattle business when I was about 10 years old. I talked my parents into taking me out to a dairy farmer that was a member of our church and bought a day-old calf from him, and I started bottle feeding it. And once I got it up and going, after about 10 days, I convinced him to go back out there. First time I ever found out about price increases, because the first calf cost me $1.50 and the second one was $2. And I couldn't quite understand why it had gone up 50 cents in about a 10-day period. So anyway, and then I'd start another one, and once I got them up to about 400, 450 pounds, I would take them to the auction barn and sell them, and then I'd buy me a replacement heifer. And so I built up to about 7 heifers doing that. And once I got to that point, I got into junior high and started playing football and basketball and baseball. And so I had to make a decision at that point in time. So I had a dispersal, sold my 7 heifers and because of sports, and it probably was the right thing to do.
And clearly it was the right thing to do, but the desire to be in the cattle business never went away. After high school, Nolan wanted to play baseball at Texas A&M, but the head coach at the time, in one of baseball's all-time worst misjudgments, told young Nolan that his future might not be in baseball. Nolan and the New York Mets had other ideas. In 1966, he began the first of 27 major league seasons. Nolan learned more from baseball than how to pitch. There were lessons, in fact, that fit in very well with his dreams of the cattle business.
To play as long as I did, you really had to have the work ethic and the desire to play and to participate and perform on that level into my 40s. And so I took that same approach to my cattle operation. And I can honestly say, you know, with all the things that are out of your control in agriculture, if you don't have that passion and dedication, I don't see people staying with it, because as we're going through right now, one of the worst droughts that we've seen, certainly since I've been a producer. So I think I used a lot of the same principles that I use in baseball in my cattle operation.
Woo! 2 Nolan Ryan ribeyes, please.
Whoa, Nolan Ryan!
Go get his autograph.
Excuse me, sir, can I have your autograph?
Sure, you have a baseball?
You played baseball?
During his time on the board of directors of the Beefmaster Association, Nolan became involved in a branded beef program, one of the first of its kind. The success of the Certified Angus program had somewhat diminished the market for Beefmaster bulls. Leaders of that organization began looking into a brand of their own. They found the answer sitting on the board of Beefmaster Breeders Universal, Nolan Ryan.
Nolan was still in Alvin at the time, so I remember we went to a grocery store and we bought some Earl Campbell sausage and some Phyllis George chicken, I think it was, and Jimmy Dean pork sausage, and some things like that. We put them in a cooler and we drove down to his office. He was sitting at his desk and we said, we need to talk to you about something. We pulled those out and put them all on the table. He started rolling his eyes. And
as they did more research into it, they felt like they needed something to distinguish them from other branded programs, and so they came to me and asked me if I would have an interest in being involved in it and them using my name, and at the same time we were going to be the first certified tender program.
Nolan Ryan Tender Age Beef was born. It's clear to see that Nolan is engaged in all aspects of his cattle and beef business. The ranch, however, is something more. It's an escape from the pressures of celebrity, a haven where the Ryan family can be together at work and play.
We would come here during All-Star break in the summertime, or just whenever we'd have a few days off, we would usually come here. And the kids grew up here whenever we had the time. A lot of times it was between, end of September and February or March.
The cattle business is the most challenging business I've ever been involved in, because there's so many components that are out of your control. You do what you think is best, and you take all the information that you can accumulate and prepare for what you think might be the worst case scenario, but you don't really know if that's the case or not, because of you don't know what the market's going to be, and you don't know what the weather patterns are going to be, and so you end up being in a reactionary mode, and you have to react to them. And I find that is probably as frustrating and agonizing as anything I've ever done.
The cattle industry that Nolan Ryan embraced was eager to claim him as one of their own, and he gave back. What does that mean for the industry? Before Nolan Ryan Tender Age Beef was launched, Nolan's standing as the face and voice of the brand was put to the research test.
There were 73% of American households know who Nolan Ryan is. There's some other personalities that are almost as high in number, but when you ask them, well, what do you think about this person? They don't want anything to do with it. But that's not the case with Nolan. He actually has the highest positive ratings of any sports personality on that research. So he's a person that's very credible, he's very well known, and he very much believes in what we're doing in the beef industry.
He focuses on what's right and then works to make it better. And that's one of the things that I think has benefited agriculture so tremendously, is because Nolan has been a steady constant. He understands market principles, he understands good genetics, he understands building partnerships with industry members. And I think that's one of the things that has established his credibility in agriculture, because he's delivered.
This year's winner of the Golden Spur works to promote agriculture while building one of the state's most impressive cattle operations. Baseball brought fame to Nolan Ryan, and he steered the Texas Rangers to a level of success the organization has never known. The baseball career may end by his own choice someday, but he will always be a rancher. Any baseball player will tell you the goal is to get better every day. Nolan often uses these and other words from the athlete's culture of baseball, but it works. In ranching, branded beef, and baseball, his goal, his passion, is to get better every day.
I think I was meant to be in this business, and I truly enjoy it. And people ask me, what do I really enjoy doing? And I tell them I enjoy being the working pens, working cattle. I mean, that's something I get a lot of enjoyment and satisfaction out of.